We need one heal. You know, our opponent saw 3 trigger check heals. We just need one. Can we see one? Can we see one? Can we please see one? Oh, let's go! Hey, yo, how's it going, everyone? Entropy here today with another video. Today we're gonna be doing another deck profile. Again, somewhat gimped, but I guess it's a fair way. It's fair this time. I promise. Today we're gonna be talking about the Murakumo clan event and the new deck that came with it, Yasuie, from Shin, from G, obviously. So, without further ado, let's go into the deck and talk about what kind of Jutsus we've got handy this time around. Now, I named it level 1 ninja because, to be frank, the deck is it's not that good. It can win games. I think I have like a 66% win rate. Reason being is because I've only played like a handful of games. It's definitely not representative. I definitely would not bring this to a competition, but I guess it's a good change of pace. Is it even that fun? I don't know. That's up to you, I guess. One thing to note is that for me personally, this is a Yasuie centric build, and I've only crafted like 5 comments to add on to the event units. Personally, I do think that the Magatsu ride chain is probably still the better variant. So if you do have that kind of stuff, be sure to trade for the Legion from the clan event and just slap that on and you're pretty much good to go. But if you're completely new to the game, Yasuie is the way to actually manage to build Murakumo. Reason being is because it's going to be challenging to pick up all the old Magatsu stuff, and it will take some time for sure. So with all that disclaimer said and done, here is the list. Let's start off with the starter. Starter is the Chain Sickle Stealth Rogue Onifundo. Rearguard Circle GB1. At the beginning of your main phase, you can soul blast 1, return this to your hand, check top 3, call 1 unit, and put that unit to the bottom of the deck until at the end of the turn. And of course, it has a pseudo resist that most G era starters have. So this is really great, helping you fetch and replace itself. And in the TCG, obviously, you would have like guard, but you can't really do that here. But it's fine, you know, you can use this every single turn. You just have to play it out again, and it's nice. It's fine. Next, we play 4 of these Stride Fodders. Of course, you can pick these up from the Fighters Collection as well. So I didn't feel the need to actually pick them up. And we have 4 of the PG, also from Fighters Collection, which is really handy. We play 4 of the Stealth Fiend Lake Diver, Rearguard Circle GB1 on place, Counterblast 1, call 2 of itself from the deck, and then at the end of the turn put them back to the bottom of the deck. So this card is nice because one of our G units, our Restander, requires 3 copies of the same unit to be put to the bottom of the deck. Lake Diver pays that cost by itself, which is really amazing. So this is definitely one of the targets that I aim for with my starter. If I do see it and I am on my, and I do miss my main ride, Yasuie, and I do go into the GB2, and that's just how it is. And lastly, we play 1 of the AK Vanilla, simply because it's vanilla, and helps you set up those boost numbers. Some other options you have is this new unit, Charcoal Fox, which is a GB1 on place, all of itself gets +2. You don't really have space to play more than 1. You can play Million Rat. You can also play Oboro cards. Both clones something, and definitely helps with the winning image of the deck. Next up, we play 4 of the 12k beaters. GB1 when it attacks the Vanguard plus 3k. We play 4 of the Flowered Hat Fujino. Rearguard Circle once per turn. When your other copy of itself is placed, it gets plus 2k, and the following ability when this hits a Vanguard, countercharge 1. You will be duplicating a lot. It will be actually quite easy to do that. So having this 11k beater and countercharger is better than the 9k double rare on hit, you know, the generic one. And also I don't have that, so you know, that's one reason. Honestly, the deck doesn't burn through that much counterblast, at least this build that I have. So the counter charge isn't that important. The important one is the ability to hit those 11 key numbers when you need them. And of course, we play 4 of the Stealth Dragon Rune Store. This is your multi-attack enabler, your GB1 when it's attacking Vanguard on boost. Counterblast 1, call a copy of itself from your deck, and then return that unit to your hand at the end of the turn. So rarely would I actually use this too much unless I'm super early into the game where I want to be able to, you know, use this, keep a copy of itself, still multi-attack, keep a copy of itself for late game. And generally I use this in the late game when I'm YOLOing and when I have no other options and I'm just going for that multi-attack and I'm hoping that it wins me the game. So that's of course a lot of these units you want 4 ofs because you are going to try to duplicate them. And so rarely do you play like 3s and 2s. You generally just want to go for 4s and you know, try to go for consistency. Lastly, we play 4 of the Yasuie, Stealth Rogue of Revelation Yasuie. This is your main grade 3 ride. You definitely don't want to miss this. Vanguard Circle GB2. When your rearguard is put into your deck by your card effect, call a card with the same name as that card from your deck. So, you know, all your copies are no longer like actual gonna be like copies. You know, they will superior call themselves back onto the board. And this means that making those multi-attack plays maybe with this after your GB2 is definitely less, well, not this because it goes back to your hand, but stuff like, you know, this maybe Lake Diver is definitely less risky. You also have your stride skill, which says when you stride, counterblast 1, you can call a card from your hand and then choose one of your rearguards, call up to 2 with the same name from your deck, and then put those at the bottom of your deck at the end of the turn. So GB2 would then call them back, so you won't lose anything. And Vanguard Circle, once per, when you're placing this, it gets plus 3k, so 14k beating 9k. Grade 2 is really nice as well. And we play 3 of the Void Gelga. And you've seen this unit in like my previous builds as well. I do really like Void Gelga. I've tried it at 4, I do like it at 3 more. Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle, on place, counterblast 1, call a copy of itself from outside the game. And it gets boost. At the end of the turn, remove it, right? So, an interesting interaction is once you have the GB2, those Void Gelgas, oh sorry, not once with the GB2, with the Stride requiring 3 copies of itself, you can actually clone these Void Gelgas, and you can actually put the copied Void Gelgas into your deck for the Stride skill cost. So, what this means is that you suddenly just generate more triggers, which is always jank, but it's definitely better than expected. Of course, if you had 4 copies of this, then you know you'd increase your odds of drawing into Void Gelga itself, which means that you can then copy more and then do more shenanigans, because then you would be able to, you know, sustainably pay for that strides, like the skill cost, which would be jank, would be fun. And lastly, we play 2 of the crit triggers. The crit trigger here is just go into your soul. If your Vanguard's grade 3 greater Yasuie, give it plus 5k, draw a card, and when you trigger check this, damage check this, you get to draw a card. It's fine, you know. The stand is interesting as well because GB1 when placed, you can put this back to the deck to choose one of your rearguards and call 2 copies of the same units. But I don't think the stands actually synergize well with the deck because you're multi-attacking a lot with small numbers. You can multi-attack from the back row as well. So those is kind of awkward because especially since during your battle phase, maybe even you're returning units to the deck, which means that you can't even stand and use the booster. So it's a bit awkward. It didn't really work for me. So the crits are fine at 2. Gives me a bit more pressure and can win games when I really thought I couldn't. And 4 heals, of course. This is really nice. I think this is from BTO5 way back when. Really like the art. So for these strides, we have the Messiah, which just helps us unlock because locking would be pain. We have the Cray Elemental because we do have 10k vanillas, which just says when you place, if your Vanguard's a grade 10k or less, you can add a grade 3 from the drop zone to your hand, which is quite handy. We have one of the train, Ushimitsu train. This is pretty garbage. Vanguard Circle, when this hits the Vanguard, choose one of your rearguards, call up to 2 copies of the same name from the deck and then put them to the bottom of the deck at the end of that turn. It's fine, I guess, but you know, honestly, rarely use it because you generally would have had a board already, but if you're really low on resources, I guess it does help a bit. And the units are sticky with the GB2. We played 2 of the Kagabijishi, hard names. This is from the Fighters Collection, I believe, and this is a really good card. This is your main first stride target. Vanguard Circle once per turn when your Rearguard is placed. If you have another unit with the same name, it gets plus 2k and can attack from the back row. So it synergizes really well with the stride skill, and also the Lake Divers, I guess, and helps you generate those multi attacks. You know, 4th attack during your first stride, and your main boss unit, Homura Rider. GB2 once per turn, Counterblast 2, G Persona Flip. It gets -1 drive and the following ability. Vanguard Circle once per turn. At the end of the battle, choose 3 of the same units, same named units, put them to the deck, put them to the bottom of the deck, and then stand it and draw 1 card. So you know you get your multi-attacker, and you know, if you have some Void Galaga shenanigans, some Lake Divers, then you can proc the skill. Of course, even just having the stride skill can proc it. So generally speaking, again, I definitely think that the Magatsu build is better, simply because, you know, during your early game, you know, grade 1, grade 2 especially, you have a lot of pressure, and then you can transition into grade 3, and you can still use some of these stride units. Of course, it'd be harder to proc, but still, but you still have that earlier game that will help you push your opponent. This deck does focus more on the grade 3, and then striding and having some momentum after grade 3 turn, after the stride turn. But for me, it's a bit too late, and you know, it's hard to push and win games. But if, you know, things work out, if you see a healer or 2, then you can definitely still have a chance to win. So that's basically it. Let's go into a game and see how this level 1 Shinobi can perform on ladder. Now you will notice on the left side of the screen, oh wait, no, left and right, I actually managed to fit the G zone into the screenshot, so that's nice. That's a nice change, because moving down the line, of course, in the early side of G, you know, you don't have that many G or stride options, but moving down into, you know, the next sets, you will get a lot more support. Fighters Collection is a notable one where you have a lot more options, and you definitely need to show those 8 options in the stride deck. So I really don't know how we're gonna fit like 16 when that comes to 0. I'm a bit worried of that, but we'll see. So we're gonna be playing against Nubatama, seeing which is the real ninja on the block. We have the grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. I want the Yasuie, that's the main thing. Grade 1, the AK, the stride fodder actually is quite fine, because you do want the Lake Divers to do the the superior calls. The AK is a fine right target. Grade 2 wise, the 10k, and you know, honestly, other than this unit, it's fine. The grade 3, obviously you want the Yasuie, and that's just how it is. I think it's really hard to choose which unit to ride, because you do want to gauge how many copies are in the deck left, so you can actually do the superior calling. So if you do have multiples of like a grade 1 or a grade 2 already in your hand, then I would prioritize that as the ride target, simply because the superior calling shenanigans you can do is limited already. So for example, if I started with 2 Lake Divers, I would probably I'll just ride 1. Here I'm just gonna save up my resources. I'm just gonna swing. Because we don't play stands, you know, you don't have to commit that much earlier on, and that 1 random crit could propel, well, that damage count. 10k, interesting. I rarely see that for the Nubatama. Nubatama with the new strides, it could be interesting. This is a neat. Oh, that PG, that's so sad. That's so sad. And then using the starter, could still blast 2, and then drop that PG, which I would personally do. That's 1 PG on. Yeah, and setting up that Legion also. So it's our turn. We're gonna ride the Yasuie. Nothing much again here, which is a real shame because you can't hit numbers. Again, this is where the Magatsu ride would shine, where as long as you have the grade 1 and the grade 2, then you have a lot more aggression earlier on. And can't afford it because you just plus. But right now we're not plussing at all yet, and we're just waiting for something to happen. So here, our opponent can't Legion yet. They can Stride though. So let's see what they're gonna do. They can't bind anything, so I do think that striding would be the better option here. Just setting up the drop zone, getting that one extra drive check, and having a big number. So this unit says on attack, when it hits Kama's 1, at the beginning of the next start phase, your opponent discards a card from their hand, which is quite devastating. Oh, attacking the Vanguard first. They want that heal. Can they see it though? No, they can't. But luckily, they did see the draw trigger, which means that they can have hit 21 key numbers. So even if we see it offensive, it wouldn't matter. But we are going to be pushed to 4, and we're going to be forced to ditch 1. But we see that heal. It's beautiful. Fantastic. But we are going to dump 1 card. So I'm going to dump this. And we're going to stride into the... No, grade 2 really sucks. This is really rough. What do I want to call? Here, let's call this. See if we can top like a grade 2. If not, we can call up the Lake Diver as well. And Superior Call, give it +2. You're still hitting those numbers. No, not 9 key number. So we're gonna call 2. And the starter can do its, oh yeah, there you go, give it 9k so it can actually hit the intercept. The starter's gonna do something and give us, well, something. So let's just battle. Yep, 9k hits. The middle one, I believe, is attack by itself. I made that mistake because I can't read Japanese. So we're gonna swing. Counterblast 1, Superior Call. And adding that to the hand means that I can Kage Bunshin it next turn with the strike skill. So that's that comes in handy. We're gonna swing. We're not gonna use that skill. And we're gonna attack with Vanguard. And I find it really fun because like this matchup, we're gonna add a lot of cards back to the hand. Well, 1 card back to the hand. One, 2? I don't know. We're gonna add cards to the hand and all that, so your hand destruction is well, the odds of pinging something important like a PG or a heal guard is lowered. So that's fun. So yeah, having the Lake Diver still there, if it's still on the board, it's really nice because then I can still use the stride skill, copy the Lake Divers, the Kappa looking dude, and then I can use my my GB2 multi-attacking Vanguard as well. So that's super fun. Having nothing in the front row means that the Legion is not as scary as, of course you're vulnerable in the first place, but it means that your opponent isn't doing that much actually. Just legioning for that those triggers back to the deck, and also pinging 1 card from the hand. And that's absolutely fine, you know. We kind of mitigate it by being bad, but being a bad player, but you know that's just how it is sometimes. I'm gonna stall for the starter if they want to hit. Of course, they do have the grade 2s that do shenanigans as well, like this. That's like on hit, Soul Blast 1, put 2 cards from the bind zone to the drop zone. This card can also help out with ditching cards. Ooh, that crit, that's fine. It's fine. Now, the crit can be awkward, like just now the turn, you know, you might have thought that maybe we should be using it, but if we did use it, you know, then our Vanguard would attack first, which means our multi-attack numbers wouldn't be working as well. So it is a bit awkward. But, you know, for the turns where you're just bricking or your first grade 3 turn, being able to help you hit those 19 key numbers, being able to help you filter and draw 1, it is still a very valuable asset. And I do think that it's worth the spot in the deck. So they're going to drop the Lake Diver and, oh, they do have that, yeah. What else do I have in my bind zone? It's really hard to find some zones of bind. Yeah, we have the starter back to our hand, that's fine. I'm gonna ditch something. I guess we're gonna ditch the starter. Alright, let's check out what we have. We have 2 of each. 2 of each. I still think that this might be the better play. Simply for the simple multi-attack. I'm gonna call, I'm gonna ditch these. It doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Just hope you don't draw into the grade 2 that you're planning to secure a call. Oh, heal. Call this out. And then call 2 copies. And then they all proc. They all superior call at the same time, so. Battle. Swing. Swing. That's a PG, so no more heal guards. Swing. Heal. All you need is 1 or 2 heals and you're good to go. That's another PG. There we go. So that's nice, you know, the GB2 helps you still get that body. Maybe I should have called it in the back row, simply because we do need bodies to duplicate. But yeah, and they're gonna bind it out anyways, probably, and rather play safer than start. Honestly, I think that's a misplay. Yeah, should have just called in the bottom left. Yeah. Should have called in the bottom left. At least we still have 1 copy in the deck that we can dupe. So probably bottom left would be better. So yeah, don't play like me. So let's want to make sure that you have something good to Legion back. The heals, the PGs, those look pretty good. But we are under threat. Like they can bind our hand, right? So because like we have 4 cards, and then the grade 1 can bind with 3 cards or more. So I think that I guess this is safe. Opponent probably has like 2 PGs in hand. No, they looped PGs back, right? Yeah, who knows, but they're not committing, so that's interesting. I'm just waiting and seeing what we do. Okay, do we stride? No, I don't want to dupe. I don't want to dupe PGs or heals. Can't on hit. I think I'm just gonna leave it. Just gonna swing 12. It's a heal guard. And 11. Ooh, that's it. Yasuie goes for game. Slicing and dicing our way to victory, please. There we go. So yeah, that's how it's done. Unfortunately, I didn't get to show the Murakumo moves. I guess we can play one more game. Should we play one more game? I guess we can play one more game and try to show off the Homura Rider. But I guess what I showed is you can actually win with the deck, which is honestly quite surprising to myself as well. I'm not confident bringing this deck, but it does steal games for some reason or another, and you know, I don't mind that. I really don't mind that. I really don't mind that. Yeah, but overall, I do think the Magatsu build is better. Unfortunately, I can't play that. Hopefully, wait till global, and then I'll play Magatsu. We're gonna be playing against Gear Chronicle. You see, what's the big brain play? How do you beat Gear Chronicle? How do you play around Gear Chronicle? When they return your units to your deck, you return it. You return the units to your deck before they return it to your deck. See, And then they'd be sitting there going like, wait, you're doing what my deck is doing. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. 5k, sure. But yeah, I think, you know, the starter choice-wise, you know, you can play the Grade 3 Searcher, but this one, it helps you when you break in terms of having no units to Superior Call. And I do like that. I like to make the space behind the Vanguard open, because we do have units that can attack from the back row, and you know, it's best behind the Vanguard because generally speaking the Vanguard doesn't need a booster. So yeah, don't overcommit, just wait for that time, draw a trigger on the chrono, that's fine. Counter charger, soul charger, sure. Okay, copies of this, let's ride it. You can still dupe it. Swing. Aw, the heal! That could be big for them. Going for that Chrono Jet. So let's 2 draw 1. I personally do still like the 4K starter, especially since most people are going back to like the 9 grade 3 build. Simply because if you miss the Chrono Jet, it feels really bad to play. Attack with the rearguard first is what I would prefer as well, but I guess they really want that heal. They didn't see the heal, but they did see the double trigger. So that's great, and we didn't see any. Hopefully we see a heal like last game. Charge trigger, okay, not good, but good enough, I guess. We still have 4 heals in our deck. We're gonna ride the Yasuie, and we're gonna start doing our multi-attack shenanigans. Ditching this. Sometimes keeping the stride farther just because you want like duplicates, that's fine as well. I find that happening to myself as well. I'm gonna copy the counter charger. Is it relevant? Is it relevant? Not really. No. Honestly, maybe save the counter charger for like later into the game if you do have multiple GB2s. Definitely think that might be the better play. The 12k probably is better here. Draw trigger. I need heals. Heals or crits. Bruh. And one of the tiny things that the deck does shift the luck towards your balance is through returning the units to the bottom of the deck. And so you're kind of deck thinning in the way that the trigger counts is the odds of seeing those triggers is higher, since you know you would be seeing 22 card deck. You know, 2 of the cards at the bottom of the deck is non-triggers, so it's more like 6 or 8, 10 out of 20 instead of 10 out of 22. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's the difference between what, 50% and less than 50%. So yeah, math is hard. Math is hard. What is 10 out of 22? 45%. So it's a 5% difference. The odds of you seeing a trigger. So you know, if that's not big, then big enough for you, then I don't know. I'm going to this stride option is interesting. I would rather go into Fate Rider here. Your rear guard you prioritize for that counter charge, and because 14Ks can't really hit, and then your Vanguard is a non-hit, so that's a little awkward. So yeah, we say that defensive, draw 1. Still no heal. 6, 8. It's just interesting. There, they have a heal. Oh, we knew they had that for quite a while now. Counter Charger. They play a lot of grade 1 options. Interesting. All right, Void Gelga. I love that. All right, we're gonna Void Gelga shenanigans here. We're gonna do it. Oh, drawn into the heal. Superior Call. Do I really need a Superior Call something? Honestly, it's not. It's GB2 though. I do get to keep it, which is nice. Just one. Just for the sake of making space, honestly, I guess I can just get this. Dupe. Dupe. And these have boosts, but isn't that important? Not really. Nope. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, that's a lot of cards in hand. We're gonna draw one, so we'd be at 9. Huh. Huh. Well, let's use the Vanguard skill first. Oh, whatever. Yeah, if you played stands against a 10k booster would be a fine option to have. Here is nice. And the Vanguard needs to keep the crit. Come on, let's please see a heal. We haven't seen a heal all game. Drew one just now. Let's pop these back to the deck. Hey, more draw triggers. Hey, seeing that heal trigger. Don't you love this game sometimes? Boom. Oh, there you go. And then at the end of the turn, that unit goes back. We're gonna call back up because we need that defense. And we have like what, 1 PG and 2 heal guards. That's it. Because we didn't check a single heal. You know, seeing that heal would be nice. Seeing that heal would be nice. See what they got. Fade Rider. Yeah, Fade Rider. Yeah, Fade Rider. He's Fade Rider just now. What are you doing? Pop it back in. Okay, you know, that's just more Bunshin copies. Adding grade 3 to your hand at this point of the game. I guess you can add the Legion and the Legion next turn, but I don't know. I don't know. Oh, the guard restrict. Uh-oh. Can't use grade 0s. We are in trouble now. We need that heal. We need that heal. We need that heal. Yeah. It's gonna force us to PG, which is gonna give us the counter charge. But we can guard the Vanguard swing. Third heal on our opponent's side. We need 1 heal. You know, our opponent saw 3 trigger check heals. We just need 1. Can we see 1? Can we see 1? Can we please see 1? Oh, let's go! Let's go! Let's go, let's go. We still got a shot. Wow. I didn't expect that. But it happened. So nice. Nice. Let's keep it simple. Multi-attack. Here, call this. Get more copies. Get the bottom one. This is all in, right? This is our all in turn. Go big or go home. Come on. Alright. Have one PG at most. One PG at most. Shield trigger. There we go. That's beautiful. Trigger, 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 trigger. Let's go. Let's go. Wow. They know they're on camera. They gotta show off. So. Well, it's definitely not a complete victory. That's for sure. But we made it through, and we won. So let's just enjoy our rank up right there. Beautiful. And we're going to take that 10 gem as well. Thank you very much. I'm officially a proper level 1 ninja. And we're good to go. So that's basically it. I hope it entertained you at the very least. Definitely entertained myself with that 6 damage shield. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kamui, another grappler, for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the video, of course, you can consider being a member as well. But of course, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more. And I will hopefully see you all soon. Bye. Yeah.